Well, I said I was going to do a update, but maybe it'll wait till after this hurricane. Um, I'm kind of right in the center of potential landfall. I'm just east of Tampa Bay, so getting prepared. Um, this is kind of south facing towards the cameras, north facing, so the winds are going to be coming from this direction, which is pretty typical for a hurricane, assuming it goes slightly south of us. So kind of my strategy is to push everything under this overhang. It usually doesn't get too windy in this area, but I do like to push everything in so it's nice and snug just in case like a tornado or something comes through. That way it doesn't have as much to pick up and throw around. But I mean, if a tornado actually came through the back here, I'm not too worried about whether or not stuff is getting thrown around, because it's going to get thrown around no matter what, unfortunately. But the idea is just to kind of get everything out of the direct path of wind, so some of the smaller plants can go right up along the aluminum frame there. Some of these things, like these plants, I'll probably bring inside. Some of the more expensive seedlings, like they'll all come inside. I might pull some of I've got that Plinia trunciflora gigante over there, and some smaller but older plants as well. That once I get this actually cleaned up out here, or pushed back out here, I'll be moving some stuff inside, but probably like the Cambuca over there. But in the yard, there's not really much I can do, unfortunately. So, I've got that lemon drop mangosteen that's just pushed out a bunch of new growth. So if we get some tough wind, or strong wind, it'll probably rip that thing to shreds, I'm guessing. But I might have to pull the stake off of it, because you actually want your plants to be more lanky, because if they're lanky, they'll bend with the wind and you can prop them back up later. If you've got stakes on them, they can actually snap at the point where it's attached to the stake. So it's good for keeping them up in terms of overall, structure when you're actually, when they're young and you want them to be upright and you want to train them up, they're good for that, but not so much for protection from the wind. You actually want them to bend. You want them to be as elastic as possible. So I'm not going to stake anything up, but I'm going to have to move some of these things out of the yard that are projectiles. Like I've got that wheelbarrow, there's like a fire pit over there. A lot of other stuff I can actually, like in between the houses is a good spot to put potted plants. So I got these star fruits all around here, and even the seashore mangosteens that are in pots, I'll probably move around to the side of the house and put it up against it. But yeah, hopefully, I'm sure we'll have some damage in some form, be it from yard damage, or if we get a direct hit, we'll probably lose some shingles. But maybe this Barbados cherry won't be able to handle the high winds, because it's pretty top heavy, and it already cracked one time, so fingers crossed it doesn't. I'm not a big fan of the Barbados cherry, so if the hurricane takes it out for me and makes the decision, I'll be okay with that. But again, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. I hope everyone else is gonna be all right. Hope everyone is having a good week. I'm sure we'll all come through it. Just stay inside. If there's a evacuation notice, you should probably leave. I'm not in an evacuation zone here, so I'll be holding out in the dug house. But yeah, or the dugout. But I'll do an update video afterwards.